Hi, Girsgirly is my name and gaming is my thing! And welcome to Doki Doki Literature Club. This is how the game started up. I've never, while I'm doing this, I've never so much as looked at this game. I need to turn off my toolbar if you wonder what I'm doing. I've avoided anything and everything that has to do with this game, including watching Markiplier and Jacksepticeye play it, because I wanted to find out for myself what this game really was. A couple of my friends have played this game, and they've told me how incredibly, they don't want to say scary, they told me it was interesting, and that they thought it would be a game that was right up my alley, and that I really needed to play it before I watched it. So, I'm glad that I didn't watch it. Here we go. Individuals suffering from anxiety or depression may not have a safe experience playing this game. I suffer from depression, actually, but I'll be fine. It's fine. Playing Doki Doki Literature Club you agree that you are at least 13 years of age and you consent to your exposure of highly disturbing content. Okay. Oh, this is cheerful music. I like this. This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. Ah, I like this. Can I turn the music down? I can. Unseen text display. I have it on full screen already. Okay. New game. Hey! I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori. My neighbor and good friend since we were children. The heat is like blowing directly on me. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long? Yeah, that kind of friend. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waking up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. I really hope that's how you pronounce it. I overslept again, but I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Gur. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. What the? Okay, already, what is this game? Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I really hope I'm giving this girl a good voice. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean to me if you want to. I forgot my glasses. That's why I'm having a hard time reading this. Hold on. Oh my gosh, there's words on the screen now. Okay. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we drew near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Gur, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. Something flashed outside. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did, in one of our many conversations, where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me, when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look into a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! What is this game? Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? I don't know. More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her in my life. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind a little bit. Even if she does exaggerate everything inside her head. Hey, this sounds like me and my best friend. The school is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at a wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start out with the anime club. Hello! Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know. Know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah. There's no way I'm going to your club. What is her club? I might like it. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the Literature Club. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't like that. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Natsuki? Is that how you pronounce it? Natsuki? I don't know. I don't know these names. I can't pronounce my own. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes! Let's go! In those marks today, I sold my soul for a cupcake. Saying. I dejectedly followed Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here! I told you, don't call me a new member. Eh? I glance around the room. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, girl! What a nice surprise! Welcome to the club! All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Okay, so I'm a boy and it's full of incredibly cute girls. Awesome. What are you looking at? I forgot her voice. If you want to say something, just say it. Sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made the cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her. Oh, I missed it. Oh, I'm sorry. Sayori says that quietly in my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet you both. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right! It's great to see you again, Ger. Monica smiles sweetly. We don't know each other well. We rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, and athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Come sit down, Ger. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Jesus. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? There's so many people, I can't keep up with the voices. I don't know who you people are. The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, so, are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. Oh my god, yes, cats are awesome. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make the ears. That's cute. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know, she's going to be one of those people. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs the first one, then Monica. I follow. It's delicious! Sayori talks with a mouthful and has already managed to get the icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she's made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like Have I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything? I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe. Jesus. But not for you. You know, you, dummy. Jesus, she's a bitch. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. Dear God almighty, I can't read with my glasses on. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. Jesus. I mean that, you know. I believe you. While tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? Sorry, my other laptop's over here doing updates and shit. As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Oh, well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all of this politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take on something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Oh, you're one of those. Monica is a really good leader. Yuri nods in agreement. I'll be right back. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still really don't know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Gur, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga, I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Nuki's head suddenly perks up. Oh my god, my ear. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. It's been a while since I've actually read a good book, except for the Five Nights at Freddy's books. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But, you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Jesus. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you through for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Oh, yes. Oh, I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you? I guess you could say that. But if the story makes me think or takes me to another world, shit, Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world. If only for a brief moment. That is actually really true. I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! Jesus. And give it back! Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems. Everything you do is just as cute as you are. Saori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I am not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Sorry. Do you have any writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you could set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. Ugh. The look on her face, she's like, oh, hell no. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Aw, I want to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it! Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Ger? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. Eh? What's that? Now we're back to the original topic of getting me to join the club. I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join the club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, it was my train of thought. Jesus, now they're all staring at me. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But... Oh, I'm sorry, I thought... You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's all like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me there for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Bitch. That makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Ger, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside of me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey, Ger, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! Jesus. Ugh, I'm gonna die. With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, fucking get rid of that second S. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monika. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to go closer to one of these girls. Alright. I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure one good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Oh god, I can't write poems. I hope I don't actually have to do that. No! It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Okay, I like Yuri. She's the one with the purple hair, right? Captive. I don't know. She's my favorite. So, captive. Peaceful. I suck at this. She read a horror story once, but she prefers a world of imagination. So, wonderful, maybe? I don't know. Vibrant. Adventure. That's her. Agonizing twirl. Portrait. Maybe she'd like tears. Unrequited marriage. Explode. Vivacious. Disaster. Giggle. Extreme. Kiss. And warm. Oh, and games. Maybe... I don't know. Did she say anything about romance? God, I can't remember. Let's choose vivacious. I suck at this. I'm not going to get anybody. I could have gone for the really cute one. I could have gone for the one who likes all the cute stuff. I don't even know what that is. Let's go heartbeat. Contamination, frightening, lipstick, milk, fear, charm, inferno, hop, grief, aurora. Frightening. Eternity. I'm just going through picking words that I like. We'll just put it like that. Anime. Intellectual, happiness. She likes happiness. Suicide is definitely not one I want to pick. Graveyard, massacre, whisper. Fatality. I don't know. She seems like the one that would like a graveyard. Unstable, misery, fireflies, blanket, rose, secretive, bliss. Doki Doki! Don't actually know what that means. A party, vacation, lazy, and careful. Imagination. Okay, dream, maybe? Vertigo, journey. Determination. Excitement. Roland, maybe? I hope. I don't know. I can't even. Monica. Which one's Monica? She's the president. Hi again, Gur. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Gur. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on! Like, he deserves any slack. Bitch. Excuse me, now I know why I didn't go for Natsuki. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Is it manga or manga? I don't know. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I wonder if I can... You guys are just going to kind of sit back with me. How about that? Because my back hurts. Let me check my battery. I can't check my battery. I'll just plug in my computer. That works. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Gur always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps him with busy work. He helps me with busy work without even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is messy, and it's so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Gur can become good friends, too. Oh my god, I can't get comfortable on this couch. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Yuri! Oh, wait, this is not me. Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori! Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal, when it's really not. Ugh, what did I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Oh, I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation, as in me. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So, any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. We could, discuss it if you wanted. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled up, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little more. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looked like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I muttered, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed it in the first place, but I'm just reading a bit of this, so that's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious. How come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. It's 1:20. That's what I'm doing. Just checking the time. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about, anyway? My nose itches. Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I didn't give anything away. Anything away? Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison, and while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and she starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Ger? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy some of those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. Shit, I did forget about that. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals, their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. It just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book I just put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with somebody else. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I could feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not particularly a bad thing. What time is it? It's 1:24. It's not particularly a bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry! I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, alright? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's and hold my book more between the two of us. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and her forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn the page, and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flops to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I could feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little bit longer. It's probably the least I can do since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asking me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she's finished the page before me, so I turn it on my own invitation. I need my water. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. You guys see more wall than you see of me. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. She also second-guesses a lot of the things she says and does. She's like afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But, Gur, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait! I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. I more meant. I don't like that. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we shared today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that all right, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not that. It's fine. You release her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun reading with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah, my relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I can't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! So, Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem first? Your best friend first. No, Yuri. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair. As Yuri read the poem, I noticed her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that all out? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imaginary metaphors indicates that you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just mean, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the word of the page as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can really be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about other people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Fuck, I hit it. Something about a dreamy opportunity of sharing it, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be the literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight that to have withstood the test of time, the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. You do?
What? I wasn't thinking that at all. I was.
But it took you a long time to read.
Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Dude, I couldn't fucking read it.
Huh? That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive.
It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Siri?
Mm-hmm. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Ger.
Really? I must have totally missed that point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But I remember the poets often express their own thoughts, feeling, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps, the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought about that. That's impressive.
Oh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive, too, so...
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I really enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Ger.
Me too.
Actually, I've been playing this game for a pretty long while, and I'm going to save it there. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you liked it, hit that like button. And if you like me, hit that subscribe button, y'all, and I'll see you dudes in the next video.